What's new at Charlie's? What's new at Charlie's? Still on Main. What's new at Charlie's? Tell me what's new.
Welcome back to our second edition of What's New at Charlie's, Still on Main. Well, if you got to catch last week's video, if not, you might be new. The whole idea was here at Charlie's, we have a lot of great bourbons. And I've asked my good friend, the executive bourbon steward, Mr. Don Williams, to come along with this ride for me, and we try something new every week, and then we, neither one of us have had it before, and we see what we think of it. So, welcome, Don. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, Charlie, thanks for letting me be here again, and thank you everyone who gave us positive comments on last week's video, where it's a learning process, and we're going to try to bring you some fun, some history, and some great bourbon here at Charlie's Still on Main.
Well, welcome back. It's your camera. I can't really do it without you, so, to be honest with you guys. But anyway, other than that, I really appreciate you coming out, man. So what we're going to open this week is we got a bottle called Hancock's President Reserve. So this has kind of been a holy grail for me. If any of you know the holy grails of bourbon, things you look for everywhere you go, and you can never, ever find it. I stumbled across this bottle for the very first time last year at Christmas. I had to go to the warehouse, and there was a pallet of Hancock's Reserve. I'd never, ever heard of it before. So I had to ask what it was, and it turns out it comes from Buffalo Trace. And since then, I've looked for it and couldn't find it. So this year, I was fortunate enough to get a hold of a bottle. And I know Don's done a little research on some of the more information on it. We'll let him talk about that. But I'm really looking forward to trying this one. So what'd you find out about the bottle, Don?
Well, the interesting thing is this bottle uses Buffalo Trace's mash bill number 2. And for those of you who know, a mash bill is basically the recipe that goes into making a bourbon, the combination of grains. And mash bill number 2, to give you an idea, Blanton's, a famous bourbon made by Buffalo Trace, also uses mash bill number 2. I'm not saying that this is going to taste like Blanton's, but what I'm saying is it has a common lineage, and what differentiates it is aging, where it's been in the barrel warehouse, how many years it's been aged, whether it's been on the top floor or bottom floor. So
it's a weird proof too, Don. It's
right.
Coming in at 88.9, which is pretty random.
Yeah, it's a very unusual proof, and it's the lowest proof made by Buffalo Trace in mash bill number 2.
We're usually looking for the higher proof.
That's true. That's
not
true.
Often that we look for the lowest proof, but we found it today. So so like I said, we don't know a whole lot about it. It's almost like a hidden secret of Buffalo Trace. There is not much information on their website. Like I said, I don't think, had you heard of it much before?
If I would have seen this in a store, I would have walked right past it. I wouldn't have been sure what it was.
So I don't feel so bad. I didn't know what it was. So anyway, but yeah, so looking forward to giving it a shot. Should we open her up?
We should. I'm going to tell you a little bit about
That's why I figured out how to open it.
Hancock Lee was a founding father of the city or village of Leestown in Kentucky. And Leestown was a river town on the Kentucky River, and it was founded because it was a place where the buffalo crossed the river, which became the Great Buffalo Trace. So hence, there's a tie-in to the distillery itself.
Absolutely. There you go, my friend. Let's see what we got here.
So we talked about last week age statements. This has no age statement. So that means there's a very good chance it's about a 3-year-old bourbon.
Yeah, but it is a single barrel, isn't it?
It is a single barrel, which is very interesting. And for those of you who don't know what a single barrel is, there's no legal definition except that the perceived notion is it all comes from one single barrel. The great mystery of that is, though, you could try this bottle today and it's out of barrel number 30. And then you could try a bottle out of barrel number 33 and it could taste totally different.
Yeah, sometimes Blanton's is that way. You get a little bit different. They try to keep it the same, but
Yep.
yeah.
So even though it has the same mash bill, everybody knows that the barrel nuances make changes, and that's part of what happens.
I've had to argue with people at the bar over that the Blanton's doesn't taste right, and I'm like, it's a single barrel. It's going to taste different. So,
That's right. And
yes.
that's a lot of people have a hard time getting their arms around that. They really do.
Yeah. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Wow.
Wow, that's really good.
So it didn't have much on the aroma for me, but it really had kind of a dramatic taste when I tried it.
Yeah. Oh, I could drink that a long time.
So I'm getting a lot of smoke, and there's a little bit of vanilla. And keep in mind that almost every bourbon you taste is going to have vanilla from the oak wood. But this is really kind of interesting. It has a little bit of butterscotch notes. And it has kind of that rye peppery finish, because this is a little bit high rye bourbon, probably at about 15% of the mash bill.
It's got a nice little Kentucky hug going down too, you know?
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
88.9%. Yeah, right.
Like a lot of bourbons, I'd really like to see what that tastes like at about 5 years old. It would really be something special.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice. I'm surprised Buffalo Trace keeps this under wraps so much, but
Yeah. You know, this is the kind of bourbon that's going to become kind of a cult favorite.
especially after our video.
That's right. That's
We've
right.
got the cat out of the bag, as they say. Everyone knows about it now. So, yeah.
And one of the questions we got last week was someone asked if they look at a video and someone like Charlie and I are tasting, and we talk about the fact that we taste vanilla or cinnamon or something like that, and they don't. They asked if they're doing something wrong. And the thing is, everyone's palate is slightly different. And it doesn't matter whether you taste it exactly the way we do. What matters is that you enjoy it.
Exactly. That's why we have 250 bourbons on the wall.
That's right.
Find one you like, not one I like.
That's absolutely right. And I will tell you that this is a surprising bourbon. It really is.
Yeah, I think we both had the same reaction. It was pretty funny.
That's right. And
I didn't know what to expect. And wow, really nice. Very nice.
Charlie breaks the seal right in front of you, so we didn't test it ahead of time.
No idea what we're getting, man. That's part of the joy of the video. So, yeah. Well, you got anything else to add? Should we wrap it up?
I think that if you're a Buffalo Trace fan, as I am, I think that this is one that you're going to want to try for sure. And if you don't want to buy a bottle, come by Charlie's still on Main and buy it by the drink, and
we got it here.
And tell us what you think about it.
If there's any left when this video's over. So. Do we get a like button? Do we know if we have a like button yet?
We're working on that like button.
Smash the like button when we get one, okay? But yes, for now, And any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Let us know. Come see us at Charlie's. Go to bourbonfull.com, talk to Don, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Southern table cuisine. Tell me what's new at Charlie's.